Hey guys, today I'm super excited to give you my spoiler-free review for Disney Animation's newest film, and that is Strange World. But before we dive into it, if this is your first time here, I'd love it if you take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. All right, guys, Strange World. The first thing I have to say about this movie is that it is absolutely beautiful. The animation is stunning. It is gorgeous. There is so much to look at throughout this entire film. I mean, stuff that's going on in the background, stuff that's going on in the forefront of the film. It's all just absolutely beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. I was a big fan of that. Now, something that I didn't love is like the first 30 minutes or so. The first act is very rushed. It feels very rushed. It's like, okay, we need to get to the point. So like, we're going to show a little bit of this, then we're going to cut a clip and we're going to go right to the next thing, right to the next thing, right to the next thing. Now the transitions made so much sense because this really is trying to channel pulp films of old, right? You've got the like, dun da da da, and then it's like, you know, a swipe or like a, you know, the circle, whatever transition. And so that all makes sense and it works really well. It's just the fact that the story itself is so cut up and it feels so fast. Certain things that are happening, without spoilers, just talking about like, at the very beginning, you see someone discover something and before anybody else can talk about it, they're like, yeah, we'll do this. And you're just like, hold on. Nobody even saw what this thing was besides this one guy. Like, it's stuff like that. It just moves along very, very, very quickly. Now, the movie itself is just 90 minutes long, and that's something Disney Animation has kind of always done. They've kept their movies to that length-ish, which I can appreciate because it feels like now every single movie is over 2 hours long, which is a little ridiculous. Sometimes it's warranted, yes. Sometimes it is needed. Sometimes it is there to help tell the story. But I do like a 90-minute movie, especially when it's an animated movie that like families are going to go see together in the theater. Some people with younger kids, like my kids now are 9 and 11 and they'll be fine in a theater for 90 minutes, for 2 hours, you know, even longer. You know, we're going to go see Wakanda Forever in the theater. So like they'll see that. But the point is, I get why they stay at the 90 minutes. But I feel like because of that, we missed out on so much storytelling and world building that could have really shaped this film to be so much more in the beginning. It just takes it's like real quick. It takes a lot away from the story, I guess, is the way I want to say it. It still makes sense. Things come together, but you're just like, hold on. Slow down. Let me breathe for a minute. Let me live in this moment. But once you hit the second and third act, especially the third act, I mean, things are moving at a good pace, but enough that they're giving you a lot of information as well. And it wasn't as cut up, which I definitely appreciated. The cast is amazing. These characters are phenomenal. I love each and every one of them. But Splat and Legend are going to steal the show. I mean, if you couldn't figure that out from the trailer, of course, there's a 3-legged dog that's flippin' adorable. Pretty stupid, but a lot of fun. So there's that. And then, of course, Splat is just this adorable creature that can do all sorts of things and walks all sorts of ways, and he stretches his body, and he's just so stinking adorable. Fun fact about him is no one actually voices him. His voice is just made up from the sound effects, which I thought was a very cool fact, because at first we all probably assumed it was Alan Tudyk, right? He's in all these movies. You do hear Alan Tudyk's voice at the very, very beginning, kind of setting up the story for you. That's where he comes in. So don't worry, he is a part of the film. But the characters are easy to love, very enjoyable. They all have their own characteristics. I think there's someone that everyone can relate to in this film, which is very important. Ethan, I absolutely adore Ethan. I think he's a fantastic lead-ish character. It feels like there's 3 lead characters here, which are, you know, this is a father and son story, okay? So it's the grandfather, the father, and then the son/grandson, right? So, which is Ethan. I absolutely love him. I think he's a very important character. He is gay, which you do see in the film, which I think was really important that they brought that to the screen. Representation, again, it's something I really think is important for every kid, every person to be able to see themselves on screen. So to put him in here in a way that he's just gay and that's what he is, and it's not at all what this story is about. That's just who he is and who his character is, and I love that. I love that so much that they did that. I think that was absolutely perfect. When it comes to the father, who's voiced by Jake Gyllenhaal, and then the grandfather, who is voiced by Dennis Quaid, who is phenomenal in this. The two of them have this great rapport, this back and forth, and I really enjoyed it. And then, of course, Ethan coming into the story and kind of putting them both in their place is fun. And I really, really enjoyed the dynamic between all three of them. And then, of course, Meridian coming in, who is a Searcher, the one who is voiced by Jake Gyllenhaal, his wife. She's fantastic as well. I really enjoyed just the dynamic of the family. I thought it was great. And, of course, like I said, Legend is amazing, and Splat as well. Those two are the ones who steal the show. Well, the rest of the story is great. Now, speaking of, it's absolutely beautiful. The cast is incredible. I really dig the story. I was a big fan of the story and what it represents. It kind of teaches us a lesson about our environment and maybe, thinking a little bit harder about the things that we do, not damaging the environment. Maybe that will end up screwing us over in the long run. Yeah, it will. Spoiler alert, it will. So I love the importance of that, the importance of nature and environment, and I don't think it's too late, but it's getting really close, guys. So having something that kind of puts that right in our faces is maybe important for some people to kind of get it and realize that we just need to respect the land and our environment. So I really enjoyed that part of the story as well. There's a massive twist reveal. I don't want to talk about it because obviously that would be a spoiler, but I did not see it coming, and I was really excited about it when it happened. I thought it was really great. That's all I can say about it, but it works with the story, and I enjoyed it. So, overall, I really enjoyed the film. Again, I think the cast was great. There's a lot of action in here as well that keeps things, again, with the pace and things moving. There's a lot of fights with, wacky creatures, which the creatures themselves are so very cool. They're all just very interesting. There's probably at least 6 or 7 different creatures, if not more, that you see at the forefront, and they're very, very cool. Very, very cool looking. So you get the action scenes with them and the Clades kind of fighting them, which is a lot of fun as well. So my biggest issue again is that first 30 minutes or so, that first act, just really, really trying to move you along really, really quickly, and you're like, whoa, slow down. I want to take time with this world. I want to take time with these characters, and I want to become invested and learn what this all is about. And you do get there eventually. You do. I feel like you do. But it just, the first 30 minutes is oh God, there's a lot of cuts and a lot of edits that it just feels a little messy. But again, it finds itself by the second act. The third act is beautiful. Overall, it's a really, really enjoyable film. I think families are going to love it. I think lots of people are going to love it. Like I said, I really, really enjoyed the message, the overall message. The big spoiler thing I don't want to talk about, I really enjoyed as well. There's some hilarious lines. There's one line in particular, surrounding Splat is all I'll say, that had me I was laughing so hard I was wiping away tears. It was a really, really good line. Probably my favorite in the entire film. I thought that one was really great. Brilliant writing here. There's a lot of really great writing in this story. The story is very well written. Characters are great. Voice actors are great. So overall, I gave Strange World a 4 out of 5. I think it's really entertaining. It's going to be entertaining for a lot of people. And I love that it's resembles pulp stuff. For me, I love Svengoolie, and this was very much adventure stories of old, and reminded me of a Svengoolie-ish type thing, not as comical, obviously, but it reminded me of something that would be shown on Svengoolie, if that makes sense. If you guys know Svengoolie, you know what I'm talking about. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I'll see it several times in theaters, and I'll definitely watch it at home as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and if you've already seen Strange World by the time you got to it, let me know what you thought down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. You guys can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm MamasGeeky over there, MamasGeeky. You can also check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.